Okay, everybody, thank you for coming on time. We will start right now. So hello, how are you today, guys? Good evening.
Hey, good evening, teacher Christian.
Hey, Luis, welcome. How are you today?
Hey, thank you. Great. My day was a great teacher. Thank you.
Okay, that's nice. Thank you for coming. What about you, Abel? How are you today?
Hi, teacher. A little tired, I think.
Oh, I'm really sorry, but thank you for coming, okay? I hope you can rest after classes.
Thank you, teacher.
You're welcome. Hello, Abigail, how are you today?
Hello, good evening, teacher. So far so good, teacher, because the weather was hot.
Oh yes, today it was really hot. Well, I was doing different activities at home, and I could feel I could feel that it was really hot. So thank you for coming, Abigail. What about you, Katia? How are you today? Okay, Evelyn, how are you today?
Hi, teacher. Good evening. I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Well, I'm doing great today. Thank you for coming and thank you for answering. Hello, David. How are you today?
Hello, good night. I'm fine.
Okay,
Um,
good.
so, so tired, but the class is relaxed for me.
Okay, well, I'm so happy to hear that the class is relaxing for you. So I hope you can, well, all of us can learn in this class. Thank you for coming, David. Jacqueline, how are you today?
Hi, teacher. Fine. Thank you.
Okay, that's great. Well, guys, thank you for coming to our today's class. It's time to start with our activities in this day. So I hope everybody, all of us are ready to practice and of course, everybody learn another important topic. In this opportunity, guys, I would like to share with you my screen. Okay, let me see. Well, okay, very good. Give me a second. Okay. As you can see, guys, we have right now a question, and I want you to think about what do you need to survive in an island, okay? Think about the things you need to survive in an island, okay? You have right now 20 seconds to think about it, and then, guys, we can start participating. So think about all the things you consider important to survive in an island.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, right now, guys, we will try to participate and tell me, what do you need to survive in an island? We will start listening to Luis Molina. Okay, Luis, tell me, what do you need to survive in an island?
Maybe I need a match. Did you hear me, teacher?
Yes, you need matches?
Match, maybe to make a fire during that night with a little wood. Do you know what I mean? Wood.
Yes, I know.
Okay. Maybe I don't know how you say balsa, right? In
That's,
English.
well, maybe the most common word or the closest word, it could be boat, right? But
Okay.
let me
A
see
boat.
how can we say balsa in English, and I will write it for you on the chat.
Okay.
Okay, continue. What else do you need?
Okay, fire, a wood, a boat, maybe a water,
Water, yes.
banana,
A
a
banana.
banana, yeah, banana,
Why?
and because that food help me to give me energy, right,
Okay.
to continue with the life. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, rough. Okay, a rough. A rough. Okay. Not bad. Okay, what more? Okay, for me that is that I need to survive in the Iceland.
Okay, those are very important things. Well, just to make a review of your objects, matches, water, a banana, a raft. Okay, so those are very important things to survive in an island. Now I want to hear one girl. So what do you think, Jacqueline? What do you need to survive in an island?
I think I need a bath and food, and I don't know. Mm, I need a cell phone.
Okay, and that's it?
Mm, only that
Okay,
because
very good.
I can't do help.
Okay, very good. Let's see. Just to make a review, you told me you need a cell phone, food, and what was the other object?
But
A,
no, I don't know. How do you say but?
a boat,
But
or the one that we have, balsa, in English is raft.
okay, raft.
Okay, very good. So also those are great things to survive. Actually, food is, of course, is necessary. So very good, Jacqueline. Thank you for sharing with us. Now, what do you need to survive in an island, David?
Hi. Okay. First, I depend of the island because in the island are some uh, and something of for survivor. We need to try construction shelter for protecting for with of the rain, wind, sun. Um, it's great with natural materials, um, with rocks and trunks. Um, we need to find water and food and the natural in the island. Um, maybe food and and fish. Um, we need that to create fire for the night and maybe that uh, teacher.
Okay, well, I really like what you mentioned at the beginning of the activity, of your answer, I mean, and it's that you will depend on the island because in the island you can find, what I consider that you can find many things that can help you. As you mentioned, building a shelter is important, so you can find different objects over there to build a shelter for you. Also, you can find food, or it's possible that you can find food like, for example, fruits or maybe animals. Okay, some animals that are possible to eat. So it's a great opinion. Thank you, David. That was nice. Now let's continue with Evelyn. Okay, Evelyn, what do you need to survive in an island? Hello, Evelyn.
Hi, teacher. Sorry, I was speaking and I was in mute.
Okay, okay, don't worry.
Sorry. Okay, I think it's very important a tool that you can use to cut fruits or fruits or something that you can build a place to keep to keep you at night. And also water for me is important. I don't know if we can also matches or some kind of tool that you can make fire in order to survive at night. I guess that those are very important.
Okay, very good. So, well, we some of us have the same idea of course, all of us want to survive, but some of you have the same idea of having some matches. I really like the first object you mentioned, a tool to cut something. For example, it could be a knife or something related, something similar to a knife. So those are great objects. Guys, as you can see, we are talking about or we are thinking about if you were in that situation. Nobody is trying to survive in an island, but if you were in that situation, what do you need to survive? Okay, now everybody, as you could see, we are talking about only necessary things. For example, you told me the cell phone. Well, in some cases, the cell phone is necessary. A raft or a boat, it's necessary. A knife or a food is important. Also matches, as you mentioned, guys, to survive at night, they are important. Today, guys, as you see, we are talking about important and necessary things. That's why everybody today, our class, it's going to be about necessity, obligation, and suggestion. You know, everybody, in English, there are some specific verbs, modal verbs, that we use to talk about these three moods. Okay, we could say that they are moods. So necessity, obligation, and suggestion. Let's start with our class, guys. So let me show you our screen. In this opportunity, we have the following information about modals. Please, guys, pay attention to Abigail. She's going to help us reading the first part. Hello, Abigail, can you help me?
Okay. Modals. Modal verbs are a special kind of helping. Okay. Helping verb. They help the main verb to express the mood of the subject. Continue, teacher?
Oh, well, in
No.
this moment, you can stop there. Yes, thank you.
Okay.
That's good. Okay, as you see, guys, right now we are talking about specific modal verbs. As it says, guys, they are helping verbs. Another way to recognize modal verbs are helping verbs. And as you see, they express the mood of the subject, or they help the main verb to express the mood of the subject. That's why, everybody, we have these specific topics, necessity and suggestion, okay? When we use these modals, we refer to, in this case, we refer to these two topics, necessity and suggestion. First of all, what are the modals for necessity, Abel?
They are need to, must, have to, and not have to.
Very good. Now, Katia, what are the modals for suggestion?
They are should, shouldn't, oughta, had better.
Nice job. Okay, as you can see in this part, everybody, we have these modals. They have a specific mood. And one information I want to remind you in case you have already seen some of the modals. The modals are always followed by the simple form of a verb. It means, everybody, that we use the modal verb and then we use the base form of the verbs. Okay, right now, let's continue, guys, and we have to start with the necessity modals. First of all, guys, we have need to plus a verb in base form. I would like to hear in this opportunity, Evelyn. She's going to help us with our structure and example, okay?
Necessity. Need to plus verb in base form. You need to get the COVID vaccine to travel to a foreign country.
Okay, thank you for reading. As you see, guys, we have an example that maybe nowadays is not very common because COVID is not, well, I could say that it's not a big problem as it was some time ago. But as you see, guys, it was something necessary, okay? As you see, this one is, I consider this the easiest modal for necessity because the word says that. The word specifies that we're talking about needs, okay? So as you see, we are talking about something that was necessary, that was important, okay? If you wanted to go to a different country, you need to get your COVID vaccine, okay? Right now, guys, we have our next modals. In this case, guys, it could be for necessity or obligation. So let's continue right now and let's read the examples. But first, pay attention to Mitzi. Mitzi, can you help me reading the information about must?
Okay, teacher. A strong and formal obligation or necessary, possibly based on the speaker's opinion. You must take your medicine before hanging out with friends. They must come to visit me when they're in the town.
Okay, thank you. As you see, we have specific examples about this. When we talk about, or when we use must, everybody, look at this important information. First of all, it's a strong and formal obligation. First of all, guys, strong and formal obligation. You must take your medicine before hanging out with friends. As you see, guys, this is a formal obligation, first of all. Second, everybody, it's a strong obligation. In case you don't do it, you could have a consequence. For example, you must take your medicine before hanging out with friends. What happened if I don't take my medicine? What do you think, Luis?
So, sorry, could you repeat it one more time, your
Yes.
question?
Okay, the example says you must take your medicine before hanging out with
Yeah.
friends. What
Yeah.
happened if I don't take my medicine? What do you think?
I suppose when enjoy with my friends, it's very important to take the medicine because we need contact and other people, right?
Yeah, okay. Remember that in
Okay.
some cases, thank you, Luis. In some cases, guys, if you are sick or if you suffer an illness or an illness, you need to take your medicine, or you could have, for example, if you have flu or cough. So you know, everybody, you need to take your medicine to avoid to avoid getting worse in your illness, or
How do you say contagiar, sir?
contagiar.
Yeah,
That's a good question, but I don't
because
remember the word. Yeah.
this is the inconvenience in this case, because when you have a contact with another person and I am sick, that is the problem, right? Because maybe you can share the glass of water. I don't know, right?
Yes,
Or you.
Well, I look for the word, and the specific word to say contagiar is spread.
Right, thank you.
Let me see. Yes, spread. Okay. So that's a word for contagiar. So very good. Now, everybody, as we were talking about strong obligation, that's why it's a strong obligation, because we are talking about something that if we don't do, we can have a consequence. Then, everybody, as you remember, there is another use for a must. In this case, everybody, we are talking about necessity based on the speaker's opinion. And that's the second example. They must come to visit me when they are in town. So according to the speaker, according to that person, their friends or his or her friends should come to their house when they are in town. When they visit the city, so they must visit the house, because that person considers this is something necessary, okay? For example, if you have a friend and he lives in a different country or in a different city, when they come or when they go to your city, you want to see them, okay? It's the same case in that example. He or she, in this case, because of the picture, we could say that is she. So she needs to see her friends since they are in the city, since they are in town. So she needs to see them, and she considers it's necessary for them to visit her. Okay? So we are talking about necessity based on the speaker's opinion. In this case, when we use must for a necessity, it doesn't refer to, for example, a consequence. If you don't do it, you won't have any consequence, or not a strong consequence, at least. Okay? That's why we use must for necessity and obligation. But now, everybody, it's time to focus a little bit more in obligation, okay? Must is generally used for obligation. As you can see, we can also use it for necessity. But now, everybody, have to, or have to in negative form, it's used for obligations. Please, Jacqueline, can you read well, first of all, the information and then the examples? Hello, Jacqueline. Okay, let's see. Mitzi, can you help me reading this part?
Yes, teacher. It's used for a strong external obligation. I have to wear a security belt when I travel by car. She has to wear a face mask at school. We don't have to scream in a museum.
Thank you, Mitzi. Okay, look at this. We have two examples in affirmative form, one example in negative. Let me show you guys that we are talking about when we use have to or don't have to, we are talking about a strong external obligation. Remember, guys, must is used for strong formal obligations that I consider that are obligations. But when I have to follow rules, it's more common that that we use have to. Okay, when I know about some rules I have to follow, it's better to use have to. For example, guys, I have to wear a security belt when I travel by car. I have to wear a security belt. Now, I want to ask you something. Let's see, Armando, do you drive a car? Yes? Armando Rejana?
Yeah, hello, teacher. Good night. No,
Hi.
today not drive.
Oh, no, I mean, do you usually drive a car? Do you have
Yes,
your...
yes.
Okay, very good. Well, I have a question for you. Why do you use your security belt?
All time I use the security belt.
But why? What is the reason?
Is for my life. I I I have 20, 25, 28 years that I tried, and I always use the belt.
Okay, very good. Now, I have a question, Armando. What happened if you don't use your security belt and you pass in front of a BMT officer?
Oh, it's depend, teacher, because in my car is they they put the ticket, and sometimes they don't okay don't and sometimes
They don't give you any sanction?
yes.
Okay, well, in those cases, it's pretty good. But in some cases, as you mentioned, Armando, and this is for everyone, in some cases, they give you a ticket. They give you a sanction. Okay, why? Because part of the rules for people who drive is that you need to wear your security belt, and not only the driver, also the passengers in your car need to use, or in this case, wear a security belt. So this is a rule we have to follow, not because it's written, but because you already know it. Okay, as you see, we are
Yes,
talking about
when you use my car, I don't start if you don't use the security belt.
Really? Well, that's a great thing you do.
Yes, it's because I uh, I understand when I'm younger.
Okay, so yes, actually you have to protect your life and also your passenger's life. So
Yes.
that's something great. Pretty good. As you see, guys, we are talking about external obligations, right? This is a rule that, of course, you know that it's correct, and also you need to use it because there is a specific rule that they can give you a ticket if you don't wear your security belt. Then, guys, we have the next example. She has to wear a face mask at school. Nowadays, this is not working anymore. I could say that people at school is not wearing a face mask anymore, but it was something we needed to do. First of all, to protect your life, okay, to be healthy and to avoid COVID, right? But also, guys, when presential classes started at school, or on-site classes started at school after the pandemic or during pandemic, you needed to use a face mask. If you didn't have a face mask, so you needed to return your house to bring your face mask, or people at school were supposed to give you one, okay? It was external obligation. And then everybody, we have another external obligation. Not because I want, but because people tell me to do it. We don't have to scream in a museum. If you are in a museum, you need to be quiet. Okay, you can see everything that is over there, but you need to be quiet. If you speak, speak quietly. Not screaming, not making a lot of noise, not speaking out loud. Okay, so in that case, everybody, these are external obligations because they are focused, or they are based not on my opinion. They are based on rules. Okay, rules for specific places, of course. So these are, everybody, the models for necessity and obligation. Something you could see in common, guys, is that after these models, we need to use a verb in base form. And it's the same thing when we talk about the suggestions models. Now, I want to ask you, what is the most common model for suggestion? What is the most common model for suggestions and advice?
Should.
Excellent. It's should. Okay, very good, Luis. We use should, everybody, to talk about suggestions. This is the most common structure, right? For example, I want to hear Katia. Are you there, Katia?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Please help me reading the structures and the two examples.
Okay. It says should plus verb in base form. For example, you should take a photography. Shouldn't plus verb in base form. You shouldn't spend money on unnecessary items.
Very good. Okay, let's pay attention to the first example. If you're really good at taking pictures, maybe your friends can give you this advice. Oh, you should take a photography course. Okay, if you are good at taking pictures, but if you are not good, well, you should take a photography course to learn. Okay, but as you see, this is advice. Okay, this is a suggestion. Okay, my friends told me I should take a photography course. Hey teacher, I am good at taking pictures. I take the best pictures in my family. So do you think I should take a picture for a photography course? So this is a suggestion. Yes, you should. Okay, this is a suggestion. Then everybody, we have another suggestion, but in this case it's for something you don't have to do. You shouldn't spend money on unnecessary items. For example, guys, if you like going to Dollar City to spend your money over there, you shouldn't spend money on unnecessary items. In some cases, guys, we like buying many things, but they are not necessary. We need to save money, guys, for different things you will need. For example, for your birthday, for a relative's birthday, for another activity, right? So you will need the money for other things, other important things. So don't spend your money, guys. You shouldn't spend money on unnecessary things. Okay? But these are some examples, right? These are just advice. Remember, guys, something that is different when we use should and have to or must is that when we use should, we are talking about suggestions. So at the end, everybody, this is a suggestion. It depends on you if you take the advice or not. So you can say, teacher, but I want to spend my money on hamburgers and many things that are not necessary. Okay, so I decided not to take your advice. Okay, should, guys, this is something important about should, that this is a suggestion. When we have suggestions, everybody, you know, you have the decision to take that advice or not. But when we use must and have to, everybody, you know, these are obligations. You don't have any other option. You have to do it, guys, or you have to do it. No more options. Okay, talking about suggestions, everybody, I want to continue with this and then we can go and practice. And talking about suggestions, guys, there is another, well, another structure that is not pretty common, but it's a more formal way. Okay, I would like to hear, let's see. Okay, I would like to listen to Abigail reading this structure. The pronunciation, guys, is aura. Aura.
Aura plus verb in base form, formal. You ought to take your ID card with you anywhere. You ought to stay at home to feel better.
Nice. Okay, look at this. You ought to stay. You ought to take. Okay, guys, you need to have your ID card everywhere. If you go to the hospital, if you go to, well, any place you go, guys, you need your ID card. So you ought to take your ID card with you anywhere. Okay, just in case you need it, try to take it with you. Okay, remember, this is a suggestion. It depends on you guys if you take my advice or not. But look at this, guys. Something important about aura is that it's a formal suggestion, okay? When we use aura, we are not giving a suggestion to our friends. We are not giving a suggestion to our siblings. Maybe we are giving a suggestion to my boss. We are giving a suggestion to a person that is in a higher position than me, or a person that I respect too much, okay? You ought to take your ID card with you anywhere, okay? To someone you respect too much. I mean, you respect your friends, but you feel in confidence with them. So if you are confident, so it's better to use should. Remember that should is more common when you speak, also when you write, okay? Ahora, it's more formal. So is in this case, guys, it's more common to use it for formal situations, right? And then, guys, we have the next example. You ought to stay at home to feel better. If you are sick, everybody, don't go out, okay? If you are sick, try to rest, try to relax, everybody. You ought to stay at home to feel better. But now, teacher, I want to watch a movie at the cinema, so I'm going out tonight, okay? It depends on you. Remember, I'm just giving you a suggestion, okay? I give you a suggestion. And you follow, okay? You decide, everybody, if you do it or not, okay? Do you have any question about this, guys? About this structure?
Teacher, I have
Yes.
a question.
Tell me.
It can be possible use a tool, ay, ¿cómo se dice? En vez de aura.
Instead of aura?
Instead of aura.
Yes, it's possible. Remember, I could say that actually aura, it's, as I said before, aura is formal, okay? Should is more common in most of the situations, right? So I could say that should it's possible.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, very good. Give me a second, everybody. Okay, right now, guys, as you can see, so we are talking about aura. It is still talking about suggestion, but now, guys, we have the last structure. The last structure, everybody, is had better. Okay, now let's see. What I want to hear David Interiano. Can you help me, David, reading the structure and the examples?
Okay. Had better plus verb in base form. He had better take instructions into account. You better avoid street food.
Nice. Okay. This is another suggestion structure, guys. It has the same meaning as oughta and as should. In this case, guys, when we use had better is more common to be used in speaking, okay? When you write, well, go and write should sentences, okay? When we write. But when we speak, everybody, it's common that we use had better, or had better is more common to be used in speaking, right? As you can see, guys, we are talking about some important suggestions, okay? To avoid or to skip something that can be dangerous or can be, that can be dangerous for you. For example, guys, we have, he had better take instructions into account. If he doesn't follow instructions, so maybe he will get in troubles, right? So when we make these kind of suggestions, we are trying to avoid something, okay? We are trying to avoid troubles or problems for you, okay? Then we have the next example. You'd better avoid street food, okay? If you are too sensitive with your stomach, so guys, you'd better avoid street food, okay? Don't buy food on the street, okay? But it depends on you. Remember, this is a suggestion, okay? Suggestions, not obligations. I'm not saying you have to do it because I said it, okay? I am the teacher and you have to follow my instructions. Yes, you have to follow my instructions during the class, but in your personal life, guys, you decide, right? So this is, everybody, the meaning and the use of these suggestion structures. Should, oughta, and had better. Remember, guys, oughta, it's more formal than should. Had better is more common to be used in speaking. Should is used for speaking and writing and in different situations, guys. Just try to use it for suggestions. And remember also the other structures for necessity and obligation. Right now, guys, I would like to practice, give me a second. I would like to continue and practice a necessity and obligation activity. Let me show you guys a second. Let me show you right now our next activity. Guys, something I want to remind you is the use of the verbs in base form. After the modal verbs, we use verbs in base form. Please pay attention to these sentences and choose the correct answer for each sentence. Okay, let's see what could be the right option for example number 1. In today's opportunity, guys, we learned must, need to, and also have to. Remember, guys, another way to use have to is using have got or has got in case it's in third person. So if you see have got in these examples, guys, remember it is used in the same way we use have to, okay? Have got to, have to, they are the same, okay? Or they have the same use. Okay, let's start, everybody, with example number 1. Let me make it bigger. Yeah, it's bigger. Now, guys, tell me, when a police officer asks to see your driver's license, what could be the right answer? You have got to show it, you must show it, or you have got to show it. What do you think?
Must show it.
Must show it, Abigail, okay? Any other answer, guys?
I've got to show it.
Have got to show it, okay? That's nice. Any other answer, guys? Let's see. I want to select the correct answer, guys. That's why I ask you, okay? That's the reason why I ask you right now. Let's see. I want to hear Mitzi. Mitzi, what do you think is the right answer? Have got to. This is David's answer. Must to show it. It's Abigail's answer. And had got to show it. it's one possibility. So what do you think is the correct answer?
Letter B, teacher. Must to
Must,
show it.
must to show it. Okay, let me select must to show it, guys, and look at this. It's not the correct answer. Must is never followed by to. Remember that the structure is must plus verb in base form. So, incorrect. What could be another option? Letter A or letter C?
Have got showered.
Letter C, Abel, and David, letter A. What do you think? Let's see, Evelyn, letter A or letter C?
Letter A.
Letter A, okay, so two people, David and Evelyn said, have
Go
got
with it.
to.
To him.
Okay, very good. Yes, this means you must show it. Remember, guys, the structures are must, have to, or in this case, we use have got to, okay? But at the end, it has the same meaning, okay? Have got to. Okay, pretty good. Right now, guys, I want to hear some of you with your answers. In order to log on in order to log on to the internet, Sally, her user ID. What could be the right answer, okay? Let's see, I want to hear Armando. What do you think is the right answer? Sally has got to entering, Sally must enter, or Sally have to enter?
In order to log in internet, Sally has got to enter in more. I don't know, teacher. I had had to enter.
Have
Letter
to
C.
enter?
Yes.
Sally have?
Had to enter.
Let's see.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. The subject and the verb do not agree. Remember that we need to follow the simple present rules in third person for third person, okay? So have to is not correct. What could be the right structure? Okay, Evelyn wants to participate. Tell me, Evelyn, what is the right structure or what is the right answer?
Letter B, teacher. Sally must enter her user ID.
Okay, thank you. That's great. Okay, must enter. Okay, in this case, guys, we are talking about an obligation. Okay, a strong obligation. In case she, yes, okay. In case she didn't or she doesn't, I'm sorry, she doesn't enter her user ID, maybe she, well, not maybe, she won't be able to access to the internet. Okay, that's why everybody must is the right option. And also, guys, because it's the single possible answer. As you can see, guys, must enter. The structure is correct. In this case, guys, have to enter. The structure is also correct, but the subject and have to, they don't match. Okay. Remember, Sally is she. In this case, everybody, the verb should be has to. Okay.
Yeah.
That's why. Very good. We can continue, guys. I want to hear, let me see, Evelyn. Well, she helped me in the first two examples, so she gave me great answers. I think she can do a great job in example number 3. So this is a conversation between mom and mother and the son.
Mom.
Oh, Evelyn.
Okay. Mom, I don't want to clean my room. Do I have to clean it right now? The mother says, yes, right now.
Do I have to clean it right now? Yes, this is the best question form for obligation. So, is it an obligation for me to clean my room right now? And mom says yes. And when mom says yes, we have to do it. Okay, very good, Evelyn. That was an amazing example. Okay, claps for you. Let's continue, and right now we want to hear Abel. Okay, Abel, tell me example number 4 about Richard.
If Richard wants to become a professional musician, sorry, he has to practice every day.
Oh, a letter, what's the
C.
correct letter?
C.
C, yes, okay. Your subject and verb agree, so they match. Well done. Thank you, Abel. Now, let's continue with another conversation between Mr. Wu and Mark. Please, let me see. Mitzi, can you help me with example 5?
Okay, teacher. Mr. Wu. Hi, Mark. Where's your dad? Mark. Oh, he had to go to work because there was an emergency.
Letter?
B.
B, very good, okay? Well done. Okay, in this case, guys, let me just give you some important information, and is that have got to is not possible in past, okay? In past, we always use had to, okay? Had got to is not correct, okay? Had got is not correct. Have got, yes, but this is in present. Well, guys, we have to move to example 6. So I want to hear Jacqueline. Jacqueline, example 6, please. Hello, Jacqueline. Okay, let's move to another person. David, tell me, what is the correct sentence number 6?
Okay. If you have a pet dog, you have got feed in every day or it will die.
Oh, letter A or letter C?
Letter A.
Letter A, you have got to feed it every day or it will die. Yes, okay. This is the same as you must feed it, okay? But in this case, we are not using must, okay? We don't have that answer. Very good. Let's continue, guys. Example 7. I want to hear Katia. Katia, help me with example 7.
According to the law, drivers must stop at a stop sign.
A, B, or C?
A.
A, excellent. Okay, that's right. You are right. Thank you, Katia. And the last example, guys, it's going to be for Luis. Okay, Luis Molina. Well, we have a conversation between friend and brother. So tell me the right answers.
Okay, let me check. Friend paid to see the doctor. Brother, no. No, she, okay. Okay, does your sister have to? Okay, letter A.
Okay, pretty good, Luis. Your subjects and verbs all agree here. So pretty good. Can you read the conversation, Luis?
Okay, friend, does your sister have to pay to see the doctor? A brother, no, she doesn't because she has a medical insurance.
Insurance, very good, okay?
Insurance.
As you see, guys, we have, well, in this exercise, at least we have to follow the right structures. That's the point, okay? Follow the right structures. And of course, everybody remember, now we are talking about obligation and necessity. Please continue practicing on the platform, guys. Remember, it is important to continue working over there. Guys, solamente me tomo los últimos segundos de la clase para explicarles, o mejor dicho, darles este feedback rápido. Como pudieron ver en el grupo de WhatsApp, hay muchos que todavía no han avanzado en la plataforma. Yo realmente quiero felicitar a los que están acá, a todos, porque al menos de acá hasta donde yo recuerdo, todos han trabajado en la plataforma y ya llevan 50%, 53%. Hay una persona, no recuerdo quién es, si reviso y veo mañana, les cuento, pero hay una persona que ya lleva hasta el 64%, entonces ya está más cerca todavía de llegar a la meta. Así que, guys, de mi parte, solamente invitarlos y animarlos a eso, a que continúen trabajando en la plataforma, sigan haciendo las actividades, no se salten ninguna actividad. Si tienen problemas con alguna actividad, recuerden, envíen la captura de pantalla al grupo de WhatsApp. Ya sea yo, mi coordinadora o algún compañero nos puede ayudar para que podamos completar los ejemplos correctamente. Así que, guys, de mi parte, pues eso sería todo este día. I hope you learned and I hope you can continue practicing. Please, guys, do your homework, okay? Today we start Unit 4, so please start on Activity 4.0 and finish in Activity 4.2, okay? Thank you for coming, guys. I hope to see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
teacher.
Bye, teacher.
Like
Have a nice night, everybody.